So UConn played last night in what was one of the craziest games of college ball on the women's side. One of the best, I'm going to say this, one of the best games women's basketball, period, over the last 2 seasons. Like, I'm just trying to think of like games that kind of, you could argue, compare to this game. Off the top of my head, I think I think USC Iowa. I think USC Iowa was a big one. I think even though it was a blowout, I think just UConn Oklahoma, just because of what Paige Bueckers did in that game, was ridiculous. Indiana Fever, if you include WNBA, Indiana Fever versus New York Liberty when Caitlin just went nuclear. And Fever versus Connecticut Sun was up there, for being completely honest. Heck, you know what? Dallas Wings versus Sparks was a good game, but this is different because the games mean more in college. As if you're UConn, you play about 3 good teams. You're playing about 3 good teams before the tournament. And you came up against a Michigan team with 2 exceptional players in Olivia Olson and Silas Swords. And by the way, like, the 2028 WNBA draft is going to be, if Juju Watkins redshirts, it's going to be the greatest draft of all time. You literally have, you're looking at a draft where Joyce Edwards might not go top 4. Joyce Edwards might not go top 4. Like, Silas Swords, Michaela Blakes, who again, you might be saying, oh, Michaela Blakes is not good. She was MVP of AmeriCup at 19. And then, obviously, Juju Watkins, Sarah Strong. Like, it is, I said this a year ago, even before Juju. Everyone's talking about the 2027 draft. I'm like, man, 2028's even better. 2028's even better. But UConn in this game, it looked like they were blitzing them. Like, if you look at the game, the game cast here, there was a stage where Connecticut had, what were they up? They were up in they were up 47-20 or 49-29, weren't they? Or was it 47-27? But they were up 20. They were up 20 points in the third quarter. They went up 20. And like, they were up 22-5, I think, at the end of the first quarter. It was madness. And as the game went on, Michigan were pulling it back. Michigan had it back at the end of the game. But then AZ Fudd, oh, like, it was crazy. Like, AZ Fudd, bang, bang, bang. Hits 3 in a row. You need to go play by play. This fourth quarter was mental. So they bring it back to, where is it? They get it close. When does AZ Fudd just go bang, bang, bang? So they make it a 2-point game. AZ Fudd hits a 3. The next score was an AZ Fudd 3-point shot, albeit a little bit longer. And then the next score after that was an AZ Fudd 3. Like, AZ Fudd made 3 3-pointers consecutively, albeit again in over like a 3-minute spell. And that gave them, it went from a 2-point lead to an 11-point lead. And then out of nowhere, it looks like the game's over. And what Silas Swords did to end that game, Silas Swords they're down 13 points at 3 minutes ago. Silas Swords made 2 and 1. Silas Swords makes a free throw. They make a layup. Sarah Strong makes a layup, make it a 10-point game at 2 minutes ago. Olivia Olson hits a shot. Olivia Olson makes a layup. Silas Swords made 3. Sarah Strong makes a layup to make it a 5-point game. Silas Swords made 3. AZ makes the free throws. Silas Swords made 3. AZ made the free throws. And then they didn't call a timeout. And this was, like, it was mad. It went like turnover, steal, turnover. And I don't even think, did they get the shot off in the end? No, they didn't even get shot off in the end to tie it up. But like, it was a crazy, crazy ending. And UConn nearly blew a 20-point lead. UConn, for me, I'm really impressed at how AZ Fudd's played this year. Because I didn't know if kind of AZ Fudd kind of had it in her to be that number one option. And she's still not the number one option. Like, their number one option is absolutely Sarah Strong, who is the best player in college basketball by a lot. Yesterday, the best player on the floor was Silas Swords. The best player for UConn was AZ Fudd. But Sarah Strong was, like, just in general, like, an iffy game for her. She had 16 points, 20 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, 4 blocks. Like, that's, like, she is, in my opinion, like, if you're asking me who are the best power forwards in the world, you got Stewie, you got Fee, if you consider Asia power forward. That's it. That's it. Simple as that. That is it. Like, you have, you've got Stewie and Asia. Or Stewie and Fee. I think she's... if you ask me who I would rather have for 2026, Alyssa... I think Alyssa Thompson is a point guard. I don't buy that power forward. But if you ask me who I'd rather have, Satu or Sarah Strong, Sarah Strong. Even today. I would take a 19-year-old Sarah Strong over a prime Satu. But, yeah, that's... that is genuinely one of those things. But this was... The problem, again, with women's college ball is that there's not that many good games. And, like, we saw 2 really good ones yesterday. And I have to say, the game was exceptional as well. The Notre Dame game. The Notre Dame game was absolutely exceptional. I'm just trying to get on to NCAA Women's. There we go. ESPN. This game was exceptional too, by the way. Hannah Hidalgo going and hitting a game winner. I didn't watch this one, honestly. Watched the last possession. But Hidalgo, like, Notre Dame, everyone thought they were going to be terrible. I mean, let's be real. They got absolutely destroyed by Michigan, who it turns out are just fucking class. Like, it turns out Michigan might be the second best team in the nation. Michigan probably are the second best team in the nation. If we're going to be completely honest, Michigan probably are. And I remember saying that last year when they played USC in the tournament. I'm like, Michigan are so good. And they're going to be so good. Mainly because you have, like, Olivia Olsen, who's a sophomore, averaging 17.8 points per game. And you've got Silas Swords, who's a sophomore, averaging 15.6 points per game. I'm still higher on Silas Swords. I still think Silas Swords is a better player. Like, even if you look into last year. Actually, Silas Swords didn't have the greatest game against USC, did she? No, she was really good against USC, sorry. She went toe-to-toe with Juju. She was unbelievable against Maryland in a game they weren't meant to win. And they won by 17. She had 11 against Iowa State in the tournament, and she had 17 in a bad loss against Notre Dame. But that was a Notre Dame team with Sonia Citron, with Olivia Miles, with Kat Westbeld. Like, that was a Notre Dame team with a #1 ranked team in the nation at one stage. Like, that's a starting 5 of either WNBA or future WNBA players. All upperclassmen as well. Other than Hidalgo. Every one of these either graduated or took a 5th year. And then even like Kay Koval, what she's been doing so far this season for LSU has been impressive. So, like, even her coming off the bench, that's the team that they lost to last year. But Michigan are so good. They're so good. And I have to say, they put up a great fight against UConn. And UConn are, again, it's funny, UConn don't really have the money. They're not getting all these 5 stars. But they're able to you're able to transfer in Kaylee Heckel. I know she didn't play yesterday, but long term you have Gandhi. You got Jaina El Alfi, who obviously who's from Egypt. Blanca Quineros from Ecuador. Like, they have all of these players in, and you're like, okay, they've got the best young Serbian player. Because there's no NIL, they're not like, they are UConn. They're still gonna get they're still really gonna get a lot of the best players from overseas. So yeah, anyway, that's the video. A very interesting game, and I will be making a video talking about Silas Swords very, very soon.